Did I destroy my marriage by keeping a promise to my dead sister? My sister Kimberly died in a car crash 3 years ago. Before she passed, she made me promise to walk her best friend Brooklyn down the aisle at her wedding, since Brooklyn's dad wasn't in the picture. Kimberly and Brooklyn had been inseparable since kindergarten. When Kimberly got diagnosed with cancer at 28, she hid it from everyone except me. She made me swear not to tell Brooklyn because she didn't want to ruin her engagement joy. For 6 months, I watched my sister deteriorate while pretending everything was normal. Kimberly spent her final weeks writing speeches and making sure Brooklyn's wedding would be perfect. The day before Kimberly died, she grabbed my hand. "You'll walk Brooklyn down that aisle, right?" I promised. Fast forward to last month, Brooklyn's wedding day arrives. My wife Lisa and I have been married for 2 years, but that morning something shifted. Lisa broke down crying, saying she couldn't handle watching me be so close to another woman all day. She said Brooklyn reminded her of Kimberly, and seeing us together would be like watching me choose my dead sister over our living marriage. She begged me to skip it, said our future was more important than a promise to someone who couldn't enforce it. I was torn. I'd given my dying sister my word, but my wife was falling apart. But Kimberly's face kept flashing in my mind, the way she'd looked so desperate that final day. So I went to the wedding. I walked Brooklyn down the aisle while my wife stayed home crying. I gave the speech Kimberly had written. I danced the father-daughter dance Brooklyn's real dad never would. When I got home at midnight, Lisa had packed 3 suitcases. She turned to me with tears streaming. "You chose a ghost over your living wife. I can't compete with a memory." She drove to her sister's house that night and hasn't been back since. Here's the thing though, what Lisa didn't know, what I didn't know until that night, is that Brooklyn had something for me. A video message from Kimberly, shot 3 weeks before the car accident. In the video, Kimberly is in her hospital bed, looking directly into the camera. She starts by saying she knows she's dying, but she's been hiding it from everyone. Then she says something that completely destroys me. "By the time you see this, I'll be gone, and you'll probably have had to choose between keeping your promise to me and keeping your marriage intact. I need you to know something. I never expected you to actually keep that promise if it meant losing Lisa." Kimberly explains that she'd been watching me and Lisa together during her final months. She saw how much we loved each other. "The promise wasn't really about Brooklyn's wedding," Kimberly continues. "It was about testing whether you'd learn to put your marriage first. I spent my whole life watching people choose everything except their partners. I didn't want that for you." She explains that she'd secretly talked to Brooklyn about finding someone else to walk her down the aisle if needed. Brooklyn had backup plans. "I wanted to see if you'd grown enough to disappoint a dead person in favor of a living one," Kimberly says with a weak smile. "If you're watching this video, it means you probably chose duty over love. That makes me sad." The video ends with Kimberly saying, "Go fix your marriage, you idiot. That's what I really wanted from you all along." I sat in my empty house, staring at my phone screen for hours. I'd completely failed Kimberly's real test. She'd wanted me to choose Lisa, to prioritize my living relationship over a promise to someone who couldn't be hurt by my absence. The next morning, I drove to Lisa's sister's house with the video. I showed it to her without saying a word. We both cried for an hour straight. Lisa moved back home that afternoon, but things haven't been the same. We're in couples therapy now. Lisa says she understands why I made the choice I did, but she can't forget that when it mattered most, I chose someone else. I keep thinking about Kimberly's words, "Go fix your marriage, you idiot." She knew me better than I knew myself. She knew I'd choose duty over love. The worst part is, I think I'm still failing her test. Even now, even knowing what she really wanted, I can't stop wondering if I should have kept my promise anyway. Maybe that's why Lisa and I are struggling. Maybe she can see that part of me still thinks I made the right choice.